Welcome to the UYG Show. My name is Gladness Katega.
My name is Egona Waritomo.
My name is Veritas, the inspirational guru.
And today we are continuing from last episode's conversation.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, ladies.
Yes.
How amazing was that?
Amazing.
We couldn't stop.
Amazing.
We couldn't stop talking. But luckily, we are blessed. We have our special guest again, Mr. Billy Pedro. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome.
Hello.
We are super excited to dig into this topic again. But first and foremost, as usual, we want to let you know that at the UYG Show, we are here to take pressure and turn it into diamonds. Yes. So, I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to start here. We talked a lot about fear last time. We had a scenario. So, first of all, we had an email. So, the email went like this. Somebody emailed us, one of our service users, and said, "What is wrong with me? I can't cope with anything. I'm constantly sad and unhappy. I feel uneasy about everything. I'm scared of where my life is heading." Oh my goodness. If you didn't watch last week's episode, the last episode, I suggest you go and do that because we wanna dig deeper into this.
Yeah.
But the first question I have for our expert today is, what are the effects of fear in someone's life?
Just to say thank you very much for having me, and to say you all look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So well.
Thank you.
And to answer your question, what are the effects
Yeah.
of
In
someone's life.
It's too much because it comes in different sort of it's sort of like diverse ways.
Just give us a nugget.
So you would have a person in fear, have for example a person with asthma, which is the whole thing that we have in the UK. Half the time, if I was to base this on like just a community, there's a lot of stabbing in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
There is a lot of misbehaviour, antisocial behaviour, and half of these people are actually afraid of what could happen. And some people have gone through bullying at school. Some people have gone through domestic abuse. Other people have gone through, again, domestic abuse comes in different ways. It could be your personal relationship, it could be from your parents, it could be also from friends. And then you got other people in organisations where place of work and sort of discrimination also can cause fear. It can make you doubt yourself. It can give you anxiety. And the idea really is the person that is doing it to you, they might not know what they're doing to you, but what they really want to do is to make you feel less than they do. So in that process, they cause you some fear. In a way. So it comes in different ways, and the effects of fear are numerous. You could find yourself as a failure. You could find yourself resenting. You could find yourself constantly agitated, walking around, shaking.
It's paralyzing.
Yeah, it's
very
paralyzing. Paralyzing. People that are how do you say it? People that sort of think too much.
Overthinking.
You could say overthinking. And you could have a situation where a person is acting in defense all the time. And most accidents actually are caused by fear. You would have people that are constantly thinking the worst out of life. You would have people that are walking around hoping to find somebody to pass that fear on to.
Yes.
Not because they want to do it, but because they need somewhere to dump it.
Or they want someone to feel what they're feeling. Maybe.
Or just to get rid of it, so it
just
comes away from them.
Yes, exactly.
They just want to get rid of it, and in the process of getting rid of that is in talking about it to seek some solution. You don't want to see a solution, you just want to dump it somewhere. Because you don't even want to go through the process. You would see people be like, well, I don't want to talk about it. I just want it gone.
Yeah.
So you're you're thinking correctly. Half the time people think, oh, you're so progressive in life. You know, you don't care about your past. You don't care about, you know, your failure. You're so progressive. You're just so, you know, optimistic about life.
Yes.
In actual fact, what you're showing through that optimism is fear. And you need to dump that somewhere. And so you're overcompensating with struggle in success. You want to constantly show people that you're good for it. You want to show people that I'm not the person you think I am, because you think they can see through you. And so in actual fact, you're pushing too hard. You're paranoid in a way. So you're constantly trying too hard. You're pushing yourself. You want to make sure that you can actually pass the fear on to them. So in that process, once you feel better, they feel less in a way.
Inadequacy?
Inadequacy.
Wow.
You could find yourself competitive. It's okay to compete, but you know, when competition becomes unhealthy is where you think that, you know, I must win all the time. And the constant thought of winning all the time means you don't want anybody else to win. And in actual fact, you're not trying to compete, you're just trying to pass fear. You want to lead all the time. You want to be the number one all the time. You want to be the one that gets all the reverence. You want to be the one that gets the respect. You want to be the one that gives people answers. You're over talking, you're overacting, you're constantly doing things. In actual fact, what you're showing is, I don't want to be that person that stays quiet. I don't want to hear people's voices, because if I do, it would hurt me. So let me stay in this room and continue to talk, continue to act. You see a person is acting and, you know, very active in a room, just slow them down a little bit. Maybe sit them down and have a conversation with them. They're just acting quickly. Just, what do you like to do? What would you like to do? How would you like to do it? They're trying to help you. And most cases, you know, a lot of women, and I'm not generalizing, I'm just saying, a lot of women go into relationships thinking that if I'm able to give this, he would cover my shame.
I know.
Oh my
that's
goodness,
true.
Billy, you are sharing some wisdom.
Some deep wisdom.
Wow. That's deep.
I want to take this opportunity and just speak to the audience for a minute and say, Mr. Pedro has shared so many characteristics about fear. So I want to encourage you, if you feel that you can relate to some of the things that we've discussed here, please do reach out to us. At UYG Social Enterprise, we have counselors who are professionals, therapists, psychologists, coaches who can actually support you with whatever struggle that you are dealing with. So please get in touch. Our details are being shared below. We are here for you, we're here to support you, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Hi. I don't know. All right. The Book of Fear. Often we've been told about fear being false evidence appearing real. Forget everything and run. Fear really means feasible experience of anticipated result. Every time you think in fear, you anticipate the result. And so, because of the anticipation of the result, your energy is naturally defensive. You perceive hazards. You perceive death, loneliness, powerlessness, victimization, vulnerability, disappointments, so much negativity around fear and its reactions. Focusing on the actual fear and not focusing on the reactions is helpful. So we're going to be putting our fears in context, not the reactions. The reactions can be worked on if we put the fears in context. That's what the Book of Fear is about putting things in context. Some of the words that's being used, that we use to represent our fears or our needs at times already show vulnerability. You already think you're a victim, you already think you're not good enough, you already think that you're less than the other person, so the other person is the one that determines whether you can come up or you can't. And so your position is already vulnerable. So the words you're saying, how you qualify the things that you want, it already sounds as though you're begging for, or you're fighting for, or you're defending something. Fear is a tool. Fear is powerful. Fear is a powerful tool to use to achieve a lot of stuff in life. Instead of getting ourselves in a position where we're constantly reacting, if we look at situations, we're able to respond to situation and circumstances. Our results, our anticipated results, would actually change to a favourable one, not just for us, for the people around us. And that's basically what fear is about. Pick up a copy on my website, billypedro.com, or go on Amazon.
So, oh my goodness.
Yes.
This is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Phenomenal.
You know, so, I mean, we've mentioned the effects of fear. So, you know, what about this? Why is it important to deal with fear? Why is it important?
It is important. It is important to deal with it because, again, you would be able to live longer. You would be able, yes, you'd be able to live longer. You are able to manage your environment, especially multicultural environment.
Okay.
You are able to, if you're able to deal with your fears, it is difficult for you to be manipulated.
It is difficult
for you to be manipulated
if you
can deal with your fears.
Okay, so you cannot be manipulated. If
you manage it better,
yes,
you'll be more protective of that.
You would manage that fear better.
Yes.
If you are able to deal with your fears, you are able to serve God better.
That's true.
Wow.
Because in actual fact, God is not a monster.
And God is not the giver of fear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of
sound mind. Yes.
But He has given us the body of fear.
Yes.
That is
Not
true.
the spirit of
The
fear.
flesh.
I'm so glad you highlight that. Not the spirit of fear.
But the body of fear.
Yeah.
Yes.
The body carries fear.
Not the spirit.
The brain carries fear, not the spirit. And so, in actual fact, when you're talking about religion or spirituality, which I'm very careful to talk about, because again, you've got people who don't believe in it. And once you start talking about religious stuff or spiritual stuff, they switch off. But if you focus on their psychology and the actual life that they live, and also then focus on their body, the anatomy, they are listening because they are actually feeling what you're saying. And so, when we say something about the spirit of fear, power of love and sound mind, which everybody has, God has given it, the body of fear, which brings body down below the spirit, which means the mind controls the body.
Yes.
And if the mind is able to control the body is good. So that gives you longer life. It makes you think less. It makes you stop overthinking. It makes you want to always defend yourself. And in actual fact, if you are able to deal with your fears, the negative results that you should get in life, you can actually change results. You can turn results. You can see things that would happen to you and have a different result and focus on getting that same good result. I'll give you an example. My daughter, she went through something with mum, and it was, you could say, an argument. But she didn't realize she had done something wrong. So through the process of doing something wrong, mum then said, well, you wanted to go out, you're not going out anymore. Now she's thinking, I've made plans. My friends, they're not going to talk to me anymore. Oh God, this, that. I failed my friends. This is not going to happen. If I don't go to where we said we're going to go to, if I plan next time, these are all anxiety. That's okay. It's okay to think that. Now, how to solve that problem is what's key. Do I still want to go out? Yes. That's number one. would my friends be happy if they saw me out? Yes.
Wow.
How can I change that result that mommy has said that I'm not going out into going out? How does that situation there, because it's already happening.
Yes.
This, she's telling you can't go out at 10, but she's telling you can't go out at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
So you've got 2 hours to change that result.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking, okay, I still want to go out at 10, but she's saying that I will not be going out at 10 from 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So between 8 and 10, what can I do? You're not being manipulative. What can I do to change that result? It means change your attitude, understand what's going on, understand your environment, because your environment is very important. What have you done to affect that environment, for that environment to change your future? Do you understand? And so how can I change that environment to favor me? So she then said, okay, cool. Do you know how to deal with it? Okay, right, I'll give you a couple of tips. This is da. She went and she, go talk to mum and come back to me and to let me know what she says. 5 minutes later, got a call. I'll see you later. She's going. Wow. So the actual thing is, mummy is upset that she wasn't listening to her. The expression of mummy is based on the fact that my child did not listen to me at that point. And the reason why I was upset was because I was scared for her safety, not because I don't want her to go out. I was just scared for her safety. If she can come back to me and reassure me and say to me, listen, don't worry, I will this, I will that. When I get there, I will call you. When I get there, I will make sure, all of my friends that are coming, this is what we're going to eat, this is how much we're going to eat. And I promise you by 12 o'clock, I'll be back. Now, that there gives me pure calmness.
Reassurance.
Are you sure you'll be back? Yes, I'll be back. I promise. You promise. If this don't happen this time, next time you want to do it. And if you know you want that result all the time, you will change your attitude.
Wow.
That's the same thing we have to do with our own personal life. Even though it might not be a parent situation, it could be that, a police officer has stopped you, for example. You know you're drunk. You know you're not supposed to drink. You've been stopped. And the next thing, you're going to go to jail. Now, it's better to get arrested calmly and respectfully. Go to your cell, deal with the problem.
Think about it.
Go to your cell.
Because it's a result.
Your thoughts.
Gather your thoughts. It's a result. You already know what the end product is.
Yeah.
It's worse when you then react to that end product. Because then you're defensive, you're abusive, you're totally antagonizing the person in front of you. And so now they restrain you, they punch you, they this, they that. And then in the end, when you're supposed to just sit down and be like, well, that went well, let's move on. You have to deal with the pain and the psychological effect of the pain. Apart from the actual the what's it called? The jail sentence or the results of that. So it's the pain is more when in actual fact you could just deal with, if you understand what is going on. And in actual fact, if you're a person that's able to communicate very well, sometimes these police officers, they're able to talk to you. Sometimes they might even be like, you know what, just don't drive the car. Go home.
Oh my goodness.
Walk home.
Get a cab.
Yes.
We're not going to arrest you today.
Yes.
Because now it's the first time, or you're totally apologetic about what you've done. You haven't had so much, but we don't want to jail you. We just want to. We just want the actual reason why we're doing this, to keep you safe. So the only thing we can do is to put you in a cab, and sometimes they put you in their car.
And take you home.
Depends on how you behave in that process.
Billy, you are literally giving us so much wisdom. And again, I want to insist that if you didn't watch the last episode, because there we actually defined what fear is and so on and so forth, please make sure you do that. Hey Queen, it's time to rise. It's time to shine. It's time to get over that pain, hurt, failure. It's time to overcome those challenges that you are facing in your life. It's time to heal that brokenness. I want to welcome you to my program, Heal Your Brokenness in 6 weeks or less by ditching self-abandonment. It's time to discover your God-given purpose so that you could start living your abundant life. Queen, it's time to unleash. The greatest version of you is waiting.
One more question. Actually, this question is a key one. So you gave us amazing examples of how you can manage fear, how you can deal with it. Now, how can someone manage stress?
Stress is an outcome of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
so
I've known that. Yeah.
It's an outcome, and the stress is not really the final result, because it's not the result. It is still part of your behavior
As a result of fear.
as a result of fear. So the fear has different levels.
Oh yeah.
So there is the perception,
Yeah.
there is the reaction,
Yes. Yeah.
and then there is the final product.
Yeah.
So the perception of fear gives you a certain aura, a certain behavior. So it clicks something in your head. It's called amygdala. But I don't want to get into that.
Yeah. Let's not get into that.
It's all there
All
somewhere.
in the brain.
It's
That's all the
there
brain
somewhere.
stuff.
So when it's like a light bulb.
Yes.
When you switch it on, fear, bing,
Yeah.
and you're ready.
Wow.
If you already have a lot of stress in life, trauma, things you haven't dealt with,
Yeah.
you have the culture of fear that we
Yes.
spoke about
Yeah.
earlier.
Oh, yeah.
You have certain blocked or designed, psychologically designed reaction to certain things
Yes.
in life. Reflexes, for example.
Oh, yes.
You know, when someone does something, you're quick to give it. You know, if someone does it, you're quick to scream.
Yes.
Ah! When in actual fact nothing's happened. You know, when something happens, you're quick to run. When in actual fact no one's chasing you.
Yeah.
So those reactions are major part of stress.
Wow.
Because if you go through these things and you end up in a wrong position psychologically, it accumulates. It accumulates.
Yeah.
Because you haven't dealt with one, the
Yeah.
next one comes in, the next one comes in, the next one comes in.
Yes.
And imagine bills upon bills. I'll use that as an example.
Yeah.
You get your gas
That's the
bill.
stress.
Yeah, you get your gas bill. You're about to pay that. You're about to pay that one, and then you open your mailbox again. You see the water bill, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna try and sort that out." And as soon as you're trying to sort it out, you get a phone call, and it's the bailiff, and you're outside for your car, and you're like, "Okay, cool, all right, I'm gonna be downstairs in a second. Can you just wait for me?" And then in that same moment, you get a call waiting.
Yes.
And it's your landlord.
Wow.
And you're like, "Landlord, can I call you back?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just dealing with the bailiff." It's like, "Bailiff at my house? What are they doing there?" And you're like, "I'm going to call you back and give you full details in a second." So the landlord's calling you for his bills. You've got two water bill and gas bill on the table. You've got
And the
bailiff to
bailiff.
pay downstairs. And at the same time, your
what
kids
stress.
are trying to go to school. And then you're trying to make sure that you're not too late for work, because at work it's a different kind of stress. If you don't get to work on time, you'll lose your job.
Yes.
And so
And
all
no
of-
bills will be
And
paid.
you also
Correct.
have to
And
pay
the stress
bills.
will accumulate.
Correct.
What?
All of those things at different times, you might not think you're thinking about them, but you are. They're clogged into your mind.
Yeah.
As you wake up in the morning and you're trying to go to work, you think, "Oh, I'm calm, everything is fine." Once you get out your door and you're walking, next person, this person, that person, the letter is waiting for you at 6 o'clock when you come back. People are calling you and all of that.
Triggers.
All of those are causing you stress. How do you deal with that?
Yes.
And
I
that's
was gonna
dangerous.
ask, how does somebody
Very, very
Yeah, how
manage
does someone deal with that?
stress?
Because that sounds pretty dangerous.
Some
How do you
people-
manage
Someone
that?
Yeah, some people say, "Oh, it's part of life, just deal with it."
No.
It's-
See?
it's
That
not.
get over it
Yeah,
thing.
get
That
over it.
toxic get over it
No.
thing.
This is
That
life.
makes it worse.
Yes, I mean, if
make
you've
it
grown up in poverty, and a rich person comes into that poverty for one day, for example, if you lose everything that you've gained over the years and lose that in one day, and you land yourself in the midst of a ghetto, the people in the ghetto would not understand you. Why? Because their language is poverty.
Yes.
And so you're coming in with, "I don't have a pound." Like, bruv, we've lived with 10p all day.
Yeah, so what are
What
you
are you
talking
talking
about?
about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so you're in there.
Honestly.
You cannot express your stress in that environment, because that environment does not understand your stress at all.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And so in the midst of poverty, sometimes it is easy to stress because everything isn't going your way.
So how does somebody cope? What are some of the tips? Okay, maybe share some tips on how somebody could manage the stressful situations in life. just some key tips.
Okay, and I'm going to be careful with the word of God again. You know, the Bible says it never gives you something you cannot handle. And we're humans, and we're meant to dominate, right?
Yeah.
We are the ones that tell the world what to do. Now, the confidence I don't want to make it a false confidence. It is that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Wow.
But in actual fact, I can do all things through the mind that God has given me.
Yes, that's true.
Wow.
Yes,
That's true.
yes.
We have run out of time. Can you believe it? Time runs fast when you're
It's going
enjoying
too
yourself.
fast.
We're going to
Wow.
have to bring back this guest because I feel like we didn't finish. We still had questions to ask. But unfortunately, we have to finish here today. But before we go, could you tell us, I know you've written a book about
Yes.
fear.
Yeah.
Could you tell us where we can find the book and a little bit of why you wrote the book?
Okay, so the Book of Fear can be found on my website, billypedro.com. Major bookstores. We're still trying to talk to them. Maybe might accept me at some point. But yeah. Amazon's got it. Kindle's
Awesome,
got
Amazon,
it.
yeah.
Amazon. And that's it. You said why did I write the book?
Yes.
I did this book last year.
2020?
2020.
Pandemic
Okay.
season.
And there was a lot going on.
Yes.
Apart from the pandemic.
Yeah, that's true.
We had we had politics.
Yeah.
We had public opinion. We had issues around domestic abuse.
Yes.
We had Donald Trump. We had Putin and all these people. We had a whole lot more stuff. Natural disaster. All of these things are in this book.
Wow.
It doesn't look that much, but
Yes.
our minds and how it works and how certain people lead us and how the reason why certain people behave the way they behave. If you can understand that, then you're a winner. And so the reason for the book is to expose feelings.
Wow, amazing. Well,
Expose
thank
feelings.
you
So that
so
we're able
much.
to instead of reacting to things, we're able to respond to things.
Wow, amazing.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it.
Mr.
Love
Billy
it.
Pedro, I
awesome.
think we're gonna have to bring you back. What do you think, Queen?
Yes.
We have to.
Absolutely.
It's a must.
We have to.
It's a must.
I will talk to my manager.
No problem. Let us
That's
know.
cool.
Let us
Go
know.
ahead. Be cool with that. That's
Please
Yeah.
do that. And again, I want to encourage the audience watching, if you at all are experiencing any of the things that we discussed, please do get in touch with us, because at the UYG Show, our aim and goal is really to encourage, inspire and teach so that you can be able to take pressure and turn it into
Diamonds.
So thank you so much for tuning in. My name is
you.
Gladness Katega,
My name is Egona Waritoma.
I am Veritas Inspirational Guru.
and our special guest.
Billy Pedro, thank you very much for
Thank
having
you
me.
so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
We will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.
Be, right? What is it that you were created to be? And the only way you can find that out is by really having that communication with your creator. UYG is a community interest company, a social enterprise that helps individuals to release themselves from stagnation to a condition of supreme well-being and good spirits, happiness and abundance. UYG's vision is to support individuals to overcome challenges in life and assist in their self-reflection journey. We strive to see people live in mental wellness, supreme well-being and good spirit. UYG provides services that benefits the community by supporting individuals, families, relations, and couples through their self-discovery journey. UYG's mission is to help individuals heal from hurt, loss, and trauma to receive wholeness. Our work is to transform lives through self-discovery and personal development training. At UYG Social Enterprise, our work is to increase awareness and share insight for solutions to life challenges that often affect individuals' well-being. At UYG Social Enterprise, we need your support to carry out our mission of making a positive impact in the community on matters of mental wellness and spiritual well-being for individuals, children, couples, and families. Thank you for supporting Unleash Yourself with Gladness Community Interest Company. #UYG.